Nani, glad you could join us. The Guam Preservation Trust works to preserve and protect Guam's historic sites, culture, and perspectives for the benefit of our people and our future. But they're missing one critical person to help fulfill their mission.
We used to have one, but now we don't have any.
Guam Preservation Trust Director Joe Kinata is talking about an archaeologist. They haven't had one going on almost 1 year. The one they did have went to work for the military.
We hope to get at least one to help us with that discipline in preservation, in historic preservation, in heritage actually altogether. You have 5 different disciplines. You have archaeology, you have architecture, planning, history, and culture, Chamorro culture. And so every time we look at projects, we look at these disciplines and see, do we need to do we need to fill any gaps in these disciplines? So we work with all of that. But we do need at least one archaeologist on board to help us not only with the current work that we have with the trust, but also to help us sort of navigate into the upcoming programmatic agreements, these agreements with the military, because the Guam Preservation Trust is a consulting signatory. We would like to get the expert eye on that.
For over 21 years, the Guam Preservation Trust has been working to preserve and protect the island's historic sites and provide an architectural and archaeological history of each, which includes archival and archaeological research and investigations. Although they currently don't have an archaeologist on board, Kinata assures the community that as they wait to hire one, they are receiving archaeological consultations.
We have a committee of archaeologists on island. We have, and also off island, we have archaeologists that have still kept their interest on Guam, that are in Hawaii, that are in Spain, and that really are in New York. So we consult with these archaeologists that that still have that interest not only with the Guam Preservation Trust, but also especially for the island of Guam.
GPT, in the meantime, will be holding certifications for those interested in becoming an archaeological fieldwork technician. Students will be learning field training, including pedestrian survey, site mapping, and excavation. For more information, go to pacificpreservation.org/AFT. 3 off-island companies have been awarded military contracts for cultural resource management services to be performed in Guam, Hawaii, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Garcia and Associates, based out of California, International Archaeology LLC out of Hawaii, and Pacific Consulting Services, also out of Hawaii, have until May 2026 to complete the work. The contracts total $49 million, with 70% of the work to be done on Guam. When it's time for them to appear before the legislature, the local Veterans Affairs Office will be fighting for a budget request that the director maintains is long overdue. Sabrina Salas-Matsanani reports.
According to Guam Veterans Affairs Director Tim Uggan, for the past decade, his agency has been operating with an annual budget of less than $700,000 to work on behalf of more than 20,000 local veterans.
I don't know what you expect to deliver when you give an agency that type of money to operate.
For next fiscal year, they plan to fight for more, way more, $9 million to be exact.
So our request, you always want to shoot for the stars and hope for the clouds.
Uggan says at least $6 million of that will be dedicated to capital improvement projects that aren't covered under grant stipulations and requirements, such as building a new one-stop center for veterans, expand the cemetery, and erect monuments. The local VA is also looking to hire an individual that would serve as a medical referral officer that would be a liaison with CBOC, Tripler, and other medical facilities.
This is something that would greatly impact our services to the veterans, help them along the way to recovery and getting themselves in good health for the rest of their years.
Uggan adds the budget also includes funding to hire more veteran service officers. Currently they have 4, but he's hoping to increase it to 10. Aside from upcoming budget talks, the director is looking forward to modernizing the agency.
This agency also has been in the Stone Age in regards to case management and records management. Right. So what we've developed here is a brand new records management program, which we're waiting for the software and infrastructure to get put in place here so that we can go digital on all our records.
Uggan says they've been working with the Utah Office of Veterans Affairs, which has volunteered to help them with this process. A formal agreement is expected to be signed any day now.
Is Guam a high-intensity drug trafficking area? Yes, according to Attorney General Levin Camacho, who filed a HAIDA designation application jointly with Hawaii and the CNMI. Camacho telling the link that application has been reviewed.
We received word that they had denied our request to be designated as a HAIDA area, joining Hawaii HAIDA. And one of the things that I think we have to concede is that meth is the biggest problem facing our island. So most of the data that we put in there was involving meth and the impact that it's had on our community. We've realized through our opioid litigation that we don't have a ton of data on just how extensive the opioid problem is on the island. And nationally, that is the biggest problem facing us outside of Guam and Hawaii, probably. So there may have been a shift in resources, kind of more towards the opioid epidemic.
A HAIDA designation would have given Guam access to federal resources and information sharing. But Camacho said our new working relationship with Hawaii and the CNMI will help him go back to the drawing board and resubmit a new application, including Guam's opioid data, to bolster our chances of receiving HAIDA status. Did you know that 28% of high school students on Guam have reported using marijuana one or more times in the last 30 days? Here's more on the latest statistics released by the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Last week was National Drug Prevention Week, and the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center released data regarding drug use in the youth on the island. The week is observed annually on May 9th through May 15th to raise awareness about substance use prevention and the promotion of positive mental health. The source of data collected is by the Guam State Epidemiological Profile 2018. 46% of high school youth obtain marijuana one or more times in their lifetime. According to GBHWC, 20% of middle school students on the island have used marijuana at least once in their lifetime. Data collected stated that the youth on Guam are exposed to e-cigarettes much more than the youth in the U.S. It shows that 65% of youth on the island have used electronic vapor products, which is 23% higher than the ones in the U.S. 27% of the island's youth population have used vape products at least one time in the last 30 days. Behavioral Health Executive Director Teresa Areola says that drug and alcohol usage on Guam is a pandemic within itself, but that's what the department is here for. Areola shares the programs being offered.
We offer outpatient services and intensive residential services, medically assisted treatment, MAT, services.
According to the Wellness Center, 41% of adults on Guam have had an alcoholic beverage within the past 30 days. Of that percentage, 18% of adults are binge drinkers. Data collected also shows that 8% of high school students on Guam are binge drinkers as well.
But you can also stop by if you recognize that you're spiraling down and not in control of your life, but yet the alcohol or the drugs are controlling you. You can we're open 8 to 5. We are open 24 hours for emergency, crisis assistance after 5, but 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're like a clinic. We're your community clinic. You can walk up and say, I need to talk to somebody. I think I have an alcohol or a drug problem. And we will immediately do an intake assessment and determine that will lead to a referral to any of our many programs.
You can also contact GBHWC 24/7 Crisis Hotline at 647-8833. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
We have more news coming up on Weekend Edition, and we have sports with Dave Delgado. Keep it here.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs.
I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with HomePass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume HomePass from GTA.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
And welcome back. 24-year-old Isaac Malik Hodges was arrested and is facing charges of violation of a court order as a misdemeanor and harassment as a petty misdemeanor. According to a magistrate's complaint, police officers responded to a Tamuning apartment just before midnight on May 18th, where a woman said Hodges was outside her window. Hodges is on pretrial release for 2 cases where he's been ordered to stay away and not harass the victim. The victim also has a protective order against Hodges. The victim, however, said Hodges knocked on her window and demanded she open the door. Hodges also allegedly told the victim, quote, "I'm not leaving. I will sleep out here," unquote. Hodges then left after the victim deployed pepper spray out her window. 35-year-old Paul Hiroshi Melody was arrested and is facing charges of criminal mischief, violation of a court, and harassment. According to a magistrate's complaint, police responded to a complaint after 1 a.m. on May 18th. The victim alleged Melody was upset and punched a window in a home in Assen and that he was not a resident of the home. He then allegedly took off in the victim's vehicle. Melody was later found driving in PD. He had a bandana wrapped around his hand with dried blood. He also told police that after arguing with the woman, he became angry, approached the resident's front window, and started hitting the window with his right hand, injuring himself. Melody is on pretrial release for 1 case where he's ordered to stay away from the victim, and he's also on probation for another case. Almost a month ago, a group of volunteers from the University of Guam Center of Island Sustainability made their way down south to plant hundreds of trees as part of the Guam Restoration of Watersheds, or GROW initiative. Jonah Gancharfras has more on how the use of technology is hoping to aid in the process.
One morning in April, a group with the Guam Restoration of Watersheds, or GROW initiative, made their way down to the jungles of Talofofo to plant native trees to help with the exposed red soil. What happens when it rains? The soil runs off, creating badlands, where all of the topsoil and nutrients are washing downstream into our rivers and into our oceans. Extension Assistant Teddy Conception is with UOG's Sea Grant program and is tasked with the GROW initiative.
Our primary focus is to stop the bleeding, the erosion, from getting into our rivers.
He says what happens when it does get into our waters, it smothers the coral and potentially kills them. So GROW initiative's objective is to stop it by planting trees. As for the area they're focusing on,
if you look down here, it actually discharges into the river. So the river is really close to us right now. And that's the Ugam River, and the Ugam River is responsible for about 4 million gallons of water traveling through, and I believe it's about half of that, 2 million gallons, that actually get pumped up and treated for the southern parts of the island.
To gain access to the hard-to-reach areas of the jungles, Conception says they have utilized the assistance of a drone.
There are patches everywhere with that's extremely hard to reach, so the drone is going to help us get to those spots without us actually being there physically.
Research is ongoing to see which seeds would be successful, and they hope to disperse during the island's rainy season.
We're preparing all our seeds, doing small experiments here and there to see what would be the most successful seeds variety to actually utilize for higher success rates. Like I said, around July, August is when we are targeting, almost the same time as our outplantings, like our primary outplantings.
Conception has this message for the island community.
Planting trees is one of the biggest solutions we have, and don't take it for granted. Don't take trees for granted because they actually do a lot of work for us. They are providing so much more benefits than everybody realizes.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Gancharfris.
After a year of not waving rainbow flags, blasting music on floats, and great pride parties on the island, a motorcade is in the making amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's more details with Isaiah Uggan.
Last year, all Pride events were canceled due to the COVID pandemic. But Guam Pride founder Lacia Casil said that a couple of activities are being planned for Pride Month. However,
we won't be able to do the march that we've always done for the past 5 years. Again, due to COVID, and you know, we want to be safe, but we still want to do something and create that safe space for the community. So on Saturday, June 6th, we'll have a motorcade, and we're working on the details for that now, which we should announce in the next week or so.
Guam Pride was established in 2016 and is the official organization that plans all Pride events on the island. Despite the Pride Parade being canceled, other activities planned are a proclamation signing, which is going to be held on Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's Facebook page on Tuesday, June 1st at 11 a.m. Then on Friday, June 4th, a wave is set to kick off at the ITC intersection from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Cassell said that hopefully this time next year, things would be back to normal.
We're going to start planning a huge party to just kind of make up for the lost 2 years. It's very important that you know, we're not out of the woods yet. So we just need to proceed with caution and make sure that we don't have any super spreader events.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, Wahusia Isaiah Uggan.
May 31st is the deadline for interested high school students to enroll in the Guam Contractors Association Trades Academy. This 6-week program, in collaboration with GDOE, will run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday between June 7th to July 16th. Academic classes in math and English will also be offered. The program includes 9 modules: basic safety, construction math, construction drawing, hand tools, power tools, basic rigging, material handling, basic communication skills, and basic employability skills. Once completed, students will receive certification. Transportation will be provided by DPW. Interested students can pick up and submit their applications to their school counselors, the DOE Division of Curriculum and Instruction, or to the Guam Trades Academy. For more information, contact Leon Bomba at 300-1275 or Elizabeth Pareto at 647-4842 or 4843. Some good news coming out of the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, as 9 of its employees recently completed the Guam Registered Apprenticeship Program at the Guam Community College. 7 completed the Office Manager Services Program, and 2 completed the Building Maintenance Repairer Program. According to a release, GRAP is certified by the U.S. Department of Labor. This brings the grand total of GURA employees who have completed the program to 27. Executive Director Ray Taposna said he is proud of the new apprentices and recognizes their commitment to earning the national certification. He adds collectively 26% of GURA's workforce are apprentices of GCC. 34% of his staff have nationally recognized certifications, and as many as 163 housing industry certifications have been issued to various GURA staff over the years. The agency looks forward to future certifications. Weekend Sports is next with Dave Delgado. Stay here.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Manson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Manson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Manson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Manson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Celebrate Jeep Freedom Days here at Cars Plus. We have great deals across all Jeep models, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler, the longest-lasting 4x4 SUV brand, or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road mid-size pickup truck crafted for adventure. Plus, all vehicles come with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit carsplusguam.com to get pre-approved online today.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
GW traveled to Jigo to take on the Sharks. 16-7 Sanchez in the first quarter. Aiden Bonbon showing his range. Geckos in foul trouble with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, sending Sanchez to the line after every foul. GW started to get things going, knocking down a few shots. Both teams sunk a free throw. Sanchez up 25-24 at halftime. Arlen Macaldo bangs one out from the outside. He finished the game with 9 points. Big Bro John put the home team ahead 31-23. Macaldo scores and hits a free throw off the foul. He scored on back-to-back buckets for Sanchez as they led 36-31 going into the fourth quarter. Both teams in foul trouble in the fourth, slowing the game down 38-35. Sharks with a little over 5 minutes to go. Aiden Bonbon took over in the fourth. Bonbon hit a couple of free throws and a corner three to extend Sanchez's lead 43-35. With a little over 3 minutes to go in regulation, Macaldo comes in and scores on his first touch. Sharks went on to take the game 59-40. Sanchez improves to 4-1 on the season. The visiting Royals squad started the game with a 6-0 run. ND trying to get the ball inside, but the Islanders defense closes shop. C.S. Suarez finished the game with 10 points, corner three, nothing but net. JFK scores 2 quick baskets. Golapin Choi takes the ball the length of the court for the bucket. Nicolette Perez had a busy opening quarter getting to the free throw line. Perez hit 3 of 6 from the line, finishing with 5 points in the first quarter. Jada Hahn handled the ball for JFK. Assist here to Layla Smart for the 3. Smart was just getting warmed up. 15-12 ND after the first quarter. Smart with a huge second quarter, knocking down a pair of threes in the quarter, including a 4-point play. Free throw was on point. The bank was open. There was an ATM somewhere in the gym. Jada Hahn with the step back 3. Deep ball goes off the backboard. Hahn finished the game with 9 points. Ari Arceo goes window on the next possession for ND. Steph Curry range. Arceo hit 4 shots from the outside. JFK knocked down 7 3-pointers in the first half to stay ahead 35-29 at the break. Arceo scored 8 points for the Royals in the third quarter. Arceo buried a 3 to make it 41-38 JFK. Haley Salas with the follow-up and 1. Salas scored 5 points for the Lady Royals. The home team led 44-40 heading into the fourth. Hahn with the finish at the basket. Nicolette Perez tied the game at 49 in the fourth after getting her shot to fall. Perez missed the free throw attempt after getting the whistle on the play here. ND's Haley Salas gave Notre Dame the lead with 3:25 left in regulation. The game went into overtime with 3 players from ND fouling out in the 4-minute period. Smart was on fire, hitting 11 of 13 from the charity line. Islanders earned the win 65-61 against a scrappy Royals team. Layla Smart led all scorers in the W with 30 points. She also knocked down 5 3-point shots in the home win. JFK remains unbeaten in Issa girls soccer. The Islanders picked up the home win over the visiting Southern High Dolphins 6-0. Jody Halili led the way, scoring 4 goals. Teammate Tiara Tenorio added 1, while the last score was from an own goal. JFK puts their undefeated streak on the line when they face the George Washington Geckos next Tuesday, May 25th at JFK. Southern will hit the field again on May 27th against Ukudu at the GW Field. The Knights didn't waste any time getting straight to work against the Panthers. St. John scored 6 minutes into the match, courtesy of Brian Joseph. Tyga Simon put one through 8 minutes later for the 2-0 lead. In the 25th minute of play, Mito Harmon got one to go, helping St. John's take a commanding 3-0 lead. Simon takes the long shot, but Guam High's keeper was able to come up with the save. On the opposite end of the field, sophomore keeper Miles Gannon played lights out for the Knights to keep Guam High scoreless. Tyga Simon scored his second goal of the half in the 28th minute and followed up with another goal minutes later for the hat trick in the first half. Harmon picked up his second goal of the match 2 minutes later as the Knights cruised to a 6-0 lead. St. John's added another 2 more goals in the second half and went on to take the win 8-0. The Knights will face the Father Duenas Friars next Tuesday at St. John's in a battle of unbeaten teams. In other news, Dylan Kittigwa has plans on becoming the first Chamorro to summit Mount Everest. He's currently living in Nepal and works with the Peace Corps.
Huge goal, and there are so many different aspects that come into it, and it comes with the mental fortitude needed. Like it's hard to be in the mountains, and like the higher you go up elevation, the less oxygen you have, and when your mind isn't operating on that same level with 100% oxygen, you're going down to like 50% oxygen and lower, you like lose a lot of your that mental edge, and that really has to be cultivated through training. And it's cultivated through like just being exposed to those lower levels of oxygen, but also translates into like the physical side of like having to learn how to climb, learning how to ice climb, learning how to be a mountaineer, learning about weather, learning the language.
Dylan's late father is from Dedido and his mother's from Hawaii. He's been living in Nepal for the last 2 years working with the Peace Corps. He says the climb up Everest would be a very pricey one, having to hire local guides. Equipment along with the permit could exceed $80,000. I
just went to Everest Base Camp last month, and even that was very hard for me. And I was calling upon my dad, and I was really digging deep in that way for just trying to make it's such a spiritual thing for me to be here in Nepal, and for me to climb these mountains, and it's very hard, especially for islanders. It's very hard for us to be so high up, and I really have to translate that spiritual strength into the physical strength that I need to climb. And it sounds kind of funny to say that, but it's so true that I call on my ancestry to help me with that.
The idea of him doing the climb has been 6 years in the making, putting his words into action, and the support he's been getting from family and strangers have been encouraging.
Seeing the work ethic of my grandfather and my late father, they really instilled in me, that do everything to the best you can, and to really put your pride into it, and everything you do, you're representing your clan, your village, and your ancestors, and so for me it's really it's really special and profound, and it actually is showing me to be more proud of my roots, and I'm not fluent in Chamorro, and things like doing this endeavor has really inspired me to study the language and study more about my own ancestry. I wanna get to the top of Mount Everest and say a speech in Chamorro. I wanna cut my hair the way our ancestors had our hair. And like I really would like to embody with a flag on my back, a Guam flag on my back, or the Guam seal on my back when I get to the top, to say this is for Guam, and this is for my heritage and for the Chamorro heritage, because it's so important.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Oh, we hope you're enjoying your weekend. Have a happy one, and happy birthday going out to Caden Anthony. Happy birthday to Caden, our mister who turned 8 years old. From Pa, Awa, Nana, and Tata Rizzo. Nana Ordot, Nina and Nino Korea, Nina Mil, Andre, and the entire family. We love you and can't wait to see you. Much love, hugs, and kisses. And Caden is her only birthday today, so let's all celebrate him quite a bit. Happy birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.